What's good, y'all? It's your boy Joseph, coming back again with another movie reaction. The last one I did was Hacksaw Ridge. It was a while ago, like it was a long time ago. But I just kind of want to bring something back, bring something fresh, and allow you guys to kind of, hear what you gotta do. So up here is gonna be a spoiler alert, guys. Please, if you haven't seen the movie, please do not be blowing up my comments saying why'd you say this, why'd you say that, because there is gonna be a spoiler alert in the warning and in the title of the video. So please, if you haven't seen the movie, leave, go. Anyway, so let's just kind of open up the movie. Firstly, the Marvel Cinematic Universe led to a lot more deaths than were actually in this film. Speculation is that in the opening first few minutes, you see that Thanos has pretty much captured the people who are leaving Asgard in the end of Thor Ragnarok, and he kind of has killed them, pretty much almost all of them. I'm not sure if there were some survivors. The movie didn't really show if there were some survivors. But Heimdall at this point is still alive. Loki is still alive, and he's with the Dark Order right now. And so, as you know, Heimdall dies early. We all thought he had the Soul Stone. That is hilarious. We all thought he had the Soul Stone because his eyes were yellowish gold. So, and that's the color of the Soul Stone. So I'm pretty sure we all thought maybe he had it. Maybe. Wow, I hate when people do that. We thought he had the Soul Stone, and so Thanos ends up killing Heimdall, and Thor is there. And I don't know why he didn't kill Thor right away, because Thor is actually probably one of his biggest problems of the time being. And he lets Thor live, and Thor ends up escaping, and Heimdall calls the Bifrost one last time to get the Hulk out of there, because the Hulk is also there. And Loki ends up getting choked to death, which some people are speculating might not be his real death, but he crushed his windpipe, and he was very much there. And so I'm gonna say that's a death. I'm gonna say that's a kill on Team Jotunheim, Team Asgard. Fast forward, now we're back on Earth. We see Tony. I'm so glad they brought back Gwyneth Paltrow. She was as great as Pepper Potts, and I'm so glad they brought her back into this film. They didn't really show her that much though. She had maybe 5 minutes screen time, but she still made that money though. She still made that dough. And Tony was like, no more surprises. So at this point now they're engaged and they're gonna get married, and that's super cool. I'm finally glad that Tony got his life together, and he was like, Pepper, you're the one I want, and things like that. And pretty much immediately they jump into this action. I really thought the movie would take a little bit of time to build, and I as they had said for a while, that there was only going to be one Infinity War. They were going to break it into two. There's only going to be one. So I thought it was just going to be, bam, like this whole thing, and it was going to take a little bit to build. But pretty quickly in the film, we moved to about 3 locations, I think. 3 to 4 locations in the first few minutes. And so it's super quick. You go to Titan, and you go to, where'd you go? Nowhere. You went to a lot of different places. And Thor and Cap and Tony were the 3 biggest parts in this film. Vision was pretty much like I don't want to say incapacitated, but he was pretty much down the entire film. He was injured the entire film, and Wanda was taking care of him. And I'm so glad he finally was able to switch to his human form, so we could actually see the human actor. I believe his name is Paul. Actually, get a real good chance to actually see how he was as an actor, not behind all the special effects makeup and all the makeup that they put on him, but like a real human reaction. I thought that was super cool. But no, let's just kind of jump through, because if you haven't seen the movie, I'm not going to try to spoil it for some of you, but you should be watching this anyway, because again, spoilers. Anyway, so Gamora knew where the Soul Stone was. That's interesting to me, and what really kind of made me mad about this whole movie was Thanos and Gamora and the Red Skull are all standing up on this like this cliff, if you will. And Red Skull is telling Thanos that he has to kill someone in order to get the Soul Stone. You have to give a soul to get a soul. So Gamora is standing there, she's like, yeah, you lost, like, yeah, like in your face, like, I knew you were gonna fail. And Thanos is crying, and I'm glad we got to see that part of him, because obviously Gamora meant a lot to him, because because Thanos was torturing Nebula, and so she's like, stop, I'll give you my life, like, go, like, it's cool. And so she's over there taunting him, and then he just starts crying and throws her off the cliff. Okay, Gamora, did you really not know that Thanos was, I don't know, the ender of worlds, the guy who was trying to, you knew he committed his whole life to take over the world, failed one time and was trying again. Like, you knew this had happened. And you know, the little girl that they portrayed as Little Gamora was a great actress. Um, and it was kind of cool when he got the Soul Stone. It looked like he was kind of in a different paradox, and she was like, "What did we lose this time, or did you sacrifice, or what did you sacrifice?" And he said everything. Um, and I thought the fight on Wakanda was super epic. Black Panther, I wish there would have been more of him, and the general, of course, is it Okoye? And you know, I wish there would have been a little bit more of that. But overall, the movie was really well done. This, in my opinion, was not something that was like make me jump out of my seat. It was a very good film. The film was very good. It was very cinematic. The music was beautiful. Alan Silvestri did a great job. But this was not something that was like making me cry. Not yet. You know, the main character is still there as Tony got stabbed by his own armor that Thanos just ripped off his body as if, you know, if it was like I don't know, like it was weird, but like he just like totally ripped his metal off and took a piece and just stabbed it right through Tony, and Tony didn't actually die. He froze the top part of the wound. We don't know what happened to the back of the wound. I'm gonna assume he did the exact same thing there. And Doctor Strange actually did give up the Time Stone to save Tony's life, which he said he wasn't gonna do. Which I was actually very surprised by. But again, all superheroes have their obligations, and Doctor Strange felt like that was his obligation, which at the end of the day, it was his obligation. And I'm still trying to figure out why the Hulk won't change, because him and Mark Ruffalo, Bruce, were having that argument of why won't he change, and Hulk kept saying no. I'm not sure if that's because he's scared of Thanos, because in the beginning he got the crap beaten out of him by Thanos, which Heimdall used the Bifrost to get him out of there. I'm not really sure how that's going to play. But this is super exciting. Thor, oh my gosh, Chris Hemsworth and Peter Dinklage. Are you kidding me? He of course would be the giant dwarf that just happens to be on some dying like reborn star or whatever, and molding the universe's greatest weapons. And it was so cool to see the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm interested to see how they have Star-Lord play off Gamora's death, and I'm not really sure who they're going to have kill Thanos. It'll be interesting because Marvel has done a few different things differently than the comics. They've kind of like weaved in and out, and through the first 10 years, they've done a really good job of keeping it to character, to book, and they've done a good job of not only weaving it through the storylines, but a great job overall. The Iron Spider came out, and Mantis was there, and Mantis played a bigger role than I expected too. But really, this kind of seems like the Mega Three: Tony, Cap, and Thor. And so, you know, I'm excited to see, you know, who survives, what happens. They still have 10 more years left in the MCU. Before they revamp it entirely, which I'm hoping they'll take a little bit of a break before they start pushing the scales again. But, you know, everyone loves Marvel. They're paying billions of dollars to go see it. It's raking in a lot of money for Marvel, and Kevin Feige and the Russo, you know, all of them up there. They're all raking in the money right now, so I'm sure that they're going to keep it coming as long as we're going to go see watching, so I hope y'all do. My biggest thing also is was Thor's axe. You know, he put it in Thanos' chest, and he said you should have aimed for the head. And it's kind of funny because Thanos seemed a lot weaker than they've made him sound. In the comics, he was a super strong, almost indestructible god that, I shouldn't even use god because he's not a god, being that, you know, he was running around destroying universes and would leave half the population. And would save them so that way they had resources. So in some ways he was trying to save them, but in some ways he was kind of crazy. And so I was very surprised by how quickly, even though Gamora killed his fake being, because she had the Reality Stone, it'll be interesting. I'm super excited. But yeah, definitely comment any posts or questions you guys have about the film. I've seen it once. I'm sure I'll go and see it again. The first time it was so hype. I was so excited. And again, it was a great film, and I'm so excited to see what they do in the next 10 years with Marvel. But yeah, any questions and posts you have, leave below. I'm going to be doing more of these, more daily. I'm also going to be starting my vlog back up. I totally let that die. I totally just, like, dropped it, like, off the scale. But yeah, guys, definitely comment your thoughts and let me know what's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.